Okay, so I recently uploaded my video for the top 10 best movies of 2017. I hope you guys are having fun with that. And now it's on to the opposite end of the spectrum. Here, I'm giving you guys my list for the top 5 worst movies of 2017. And yeah, standing by tradition, I have once again dressed like I don't care. Seriously, I'm sitting here in my PJs. I didn't even make my hair all nice and pretty for this video. What does that tell ya? But unlike last year where I actually made a top 10 worst list, here I'm only doing a top 5 worst list because I really didn't see that many shitty movies this year. Not enough to really make a justifiable top 10 worst list. And that's for a few reasons. Number one, when it comes to shitty movies, I'm just not going to go out of my way to see a shitty movie because I'm an everyday moviegoer. I spend money when I go to the movie theaters, and movie theaters, they're kind of pricey. So as a result, I'm just not going to spend the $10 to $15 to see a shitty movie unless I feel it's a shitty movie that I think I need to see for myself. I kind of went through some personal things this year that didn't really make me want to see any movies that are going to put me in a negative mood. To sum it up briefly for you guys, I went through a breakup. I went through the issues I was having with YouTube at one point. Didn't really want to go out of my way to see any shitty movies that were just going to put me in a bad mood. But that being said, when you go to the movies as often as I do, you're going to run into some stinkers. So the movies I saw this year, these were the really bad ones in my opinion. The ones that deserve to be on a worst of the year list. But I just want to clear something up. If you liked any of the movies that are on this list, if you enjoyed any of the movies that are on this list, again, that's totally fine. I'm not saying you should hate these movies. I'm not saying you're stupid if you like these movies. That's totally okay. These are just the movies that I felt were terrible for one reason or another, and I feel need to be on a list like this. So that being said, let's talk about some shitty movies. Number 5 on this list is a shitty movie that I actually enjoyed. That's Transformers: The Last Knight. I know a lot of you are going to be like, wait a minute, this is the worst of the year list. Why are you putting a movie that you liked on this list? Well, here's the thing. Just because I liked the movie, just because I enjoyed this movie, just because maybe I was nicer to this movie in my spoiler talk, that doesn't mean the movie is good. I've said this before. I grew up a big Transformers fan, and the live-action Transformers movies, they're guilty pleasures for me. I enjoy them for what they are, which are stupid, poorly written, cheesy humored, blow-up action movies that just kill your brain cells. And you know what The Last Knight does? It continues that tradition. In about the first 3 minutes of this movie, the people out there who really hate this franchise were just like, oh, fuck me, they did it again. Because yeah, this movie's the exact same thing as the other ones. The humor in this movie is very cheesy. Some of it actually did make me laugh, but a lot of it was just dumb. Mark Wahlberg really tries to carry this movie, but he can only do so much. The little girl actress that's in this movie, who you thought was going to play a big role, she really doesn't do anything in this movie. Optimus Prime's storyline, which you thought was going to be a big deal in this movie, it's summed up in literally a matter of about, I don't know, 5 minutes. And then you get a big, ridiculous, explosive spectacle of action to end the movie while it leads into another sequel. Yep, I enjoyed this movie. Actually went and got it on Blu-ray, and I've watched it, and I still enjoy it. But is it stupid? Oh, fucking right it is. It better be on a worst of a year list. If it's not, you're probably not doing it right. Number 4 is, like The Last Knight, the 5th installment in a franchise that you could honestly argue has also gotten progressively worse. And that would be Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales. I really didn't have any confidence going into this movie. After I saw On Stranger Tides, it really had me thinking, you know what, I think Pirates of the Caribbean should have just stayed as a decent trilogy anyway. But no, like the Transformers movies, these things make a lot of money, so sequels keep being made. At this point, the franchise has just made Captain Jack Sparrow into a drunken idiot. The movie is trying so hard to make Henry and Karina the new Will and Elizabeth. Javier Bardem did a good job as the villain of this movie, even though he and his crew did not look very good visually. That's one of the issues. The Pirates of the Caribbean movies are known for being great visual movies. The visuals in this one were, I gotta admit, they were awful. None of this movie really looked real or captivating. It didn't have the Disney magic, if you want to use that term. Honestly, when I look back on this movie and I analyzed it more after I did my spoiler talk, Dead Men Tell No Tales honestly feels like a complete retelling of Curse of the Black Pearl when you really look at it. That right there tells me that this franchise has completely run out of ideas and we need to let it finally die. But it won't, because that post-credit scene is completely leading into a 6th movie. Oh boy. Number 3 on this list is conveniently Cars 3. That's right, the other Disney Pixar movie that came out this year. Except this is the one no one gives a shit about. To this day, I have absolutely no idea why of all the movies that Disney and Pixar could have made a sequel for, why they made a sequel for Cars. Granted, I think the first Cars is a good movie, but I don't think it's on par with Disney Pixar's best work. I didn't even see Cars 2 because I heard it was terrible, but then I saw the trailer for Cars 3 and I'm like, hey, this actually looks interesting. And then the trailer was completely misleading and the movie it sucked. I'm not even going to be nice about it. It sucked. The movie made it out like it's going to be this big comeback story for Lightning McQueen after he suffers a horrible car accident. But really, the car accident in the movie happens and the movie just quickly moves on. It's like, really, you're going to completely ignore what you kept telling us was going to be like the focal point of the movie? Come on, man. I didn't care about any of the characters in this movie. The ones who were supposed to be funny honestly just annoyed me. I tried as hard as I could to care about Lightning McQueen, you know, trying to prove himself and, you know, tell the world that he'll decide when he's done, but at no point did I give a shit. Pixar, do not make a fourth Cars movie. Please don't make a fourth Cars movie. There are a bevy of other great movies you have done that you could make a sequel for. I mean, I'm just sitting here wondering what took you so long to give us an Incredibles 2, but Cars got a trilogy. Because logic, right? And speaking of a movie that was full of illogic and nonsense, let's talk about Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage, because holy shit, dude. This was the first movie I saw in 2017, and oh boy, did it inspire confidence. I don't even remember so much about this movie because I just wanted to get it out of my brain as much as I could, but what I do remember is the movie's basically about this terrorist group that's trying to kill people by making satellites fall out of the sky. Like, really? That was the fucking best you could come up with? Vin Diesel clearly does not give a shit about this franchise. He's completely phoning it in. He's just here to pass time until the next Fast and Furious movie gets here, which this year was Fast and Furious 8, and then he'll probably do something like this again until the next Fast and Furious 9 movie gets here. The acting in this movie is terrible. The story doesn't make any sense. The action in this movie, it's some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Scene after scene after scene, it's just a bunch of illogic convenience to try to make the movie go along. Like Vin Diesel being able to turn his motorbike into a jet ski of sorts, and then Samuel L. Jackson being able to survive a fucking satellite explosion that happened 10 feet from him. Oh, we can also talk about that guy who took a bunch of bullet holes through his chest and then got up, walked off, and was fine by the end of the movie. This is why I actively try to avoid going to the movies in January, because I want to avoid shit like this. And here we are, guys, my least favorite movie of the year, the movie I despised, I loathed, I was dreading getting on camera to talk about this fuckfest because it's a big piece of shit. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Emoji Movie. Fuck this movie. Seriously, for an animated movie, it had one of the most boring stories I've ever had to sit through. Seriously, the movie is about this stupid high school kid who wants to text the girl he likes. He feels the best way to text her is by sending her a fucking emoji, which alone in itself is stupid. And then what goes on the phone, it's clearly trying so hard to be the next Wreck-It Ralph or Inside Out, and it's just dumb. Seriously, the story is about this meh emoji who doesn't know how to be meh, so it's a journey to make him meh. That's right, it's a journey to make him a boring piece of shit emoji. Where is the excitement or the intrigue in that? I have never been so bored out of my mind watching an animated movie. Even the children in the auditorium, none of them laughed, none of them gave a shit, none of them wanted to be there. The movie's just nothing but a bunch of product placement for different apps, you know, Candy Crush and YouTube and Twitter, you know, oh, kids, these apps were in a movie, so download them, okay? Give me a fucking break. I saw the trailer for the movie and I knew it was gonna be awful, but I held out hope, like, you know what? Maybe this could be the surprise of the year. Nope, sometimes it just really sucks to be right. I never want to see this movie again. I never want to talk about this movie again. I am still beating myself up that I actually went and spent money. Spent hard-earned money to see this. What's wrong with me? Oh, that's a moment in my life that is not going down in the Hall of Fame. I can tell you that right now. So there it is, you guys. That is my list for the top 5 worst movies of 2017. I guess what I'm going to say here is I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I didn't see more shitty movies to make a top 10 worst list this year. I mean, like I said, I'm going to avoid bad movies if I can, guys. Now I'm going to ask you guys, please leave a comment. Let me know what movies pissed you off most this year. Even if you're like me and you didn't see that many shitty movies, you must have at least seen one that just infuriated you. Go ahead, rant away in the comment section. It'll feel good to let off some steam, trust me. And let me know what you thought of this list. Did you enjoy any of these movies? Did you hate all of these movies? I love chatting with you guys in the comments section, so let me know what you thought. So thank you guys for watching, and as always, don't forget to also leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.